Do you like the dress?
Okay.
The tie looks good too.
It does. Yeah, sorry.
You look so nice. You look good.
You look great. This is so pretty. What were you worried about?
Cool, because they lengthened it.
Okay.
Before it was like short and
You ready to twirl in that?
oh, maybe. There's one on your neck.
They like me when you this way.
Please be seated. On behalf of Michael and Daphne, Joe and Subo, and Marianne and Steve, we would like to thank each of you for coming today to celebrate this wonderful day. At this time, Michael and Daphne would like to take a moment to remember all those in their families who have gone before us, but who continue to watch over them and all of us every day. When Michael and Daphne asked me to say a few words today, I was touched and honored. But I thought for a moment, why me? But I quickly remembered that perhaps I was the model for living the married life of a 4-foot-something and a 6-foot-something. I can completely understand the need for a step stool in every room and still having to ask the 6-foot-something to get something for me. And of course, the 6-foot-something always says, everything is right there. Where's the remote? It's right there. Where are the car keys? It's right there. Except the right there is on the top of the refrigerator, the tallest cabinet. We will never find them. Of course, the other side of the vertical challenge is for the 6-footer being asked to please take a little bow or sit down a little bit and for pictures and photos, or perhaps the worst, banging your knees on the car steering wheel because it has been left in the absolute highest and closest position. But somehow it just all works because compromise is what marriage is all about. I think dancing can perhaps be the biggest challenge. As Daphne stands on tiptoes and Michael crunches down a bit. But this can also become a special moment because just for a second, Daphne's toes come off the floor and she is gently lifted into Michael's arms. I think our family knew that Daphne was the one for Michael at Sean's wedding. As she and I walked together back to the table, we could see that bets were being placed onto who was the shortest. She happily joined in the fun as we stood back to back and even took off our high heels. I don't remember who won the bet, but we knew right then that Michael had found a wonderful young woman. One of my favorite hymns is called Companions on the Journey. Its lyrics begin, "We are companions on this journey, breaking bread and sharing life. We are no longer strangers to one another, no longer stranger in God's house. For we are blessed and we are nourished by the strength of those who care." Those of us here today, Mike and Daphne, are the companions on your journey. Your parents, of course, were your first companions. They have shown by their faith, love, and devotion to one another and to each of you the foundation for marriage and family. Your extended family and your friends have loved and supported you, and we will happily continue to walk along with you both as you begin this new journey. At this time, Michael and Daphne have chosen to exchange their personal vows to each other.
Michael, I know our story is a little different than most, but I think it's fitting that similar to how I am in my day-to-day life, always making a simple errand a 2-hour production with multiple sample stops and wrong turns along the way, we also took a winding path to get here. But as with my errands, no matter how long it takes, I always make it back home to you. We've known each other for almost 10 years. We've lived through each other's wild 20s to our more subdued, but still fun adult life. For the sake of the crowd, I'll leave out some of those earlier stories. People like to ask when you know someone was the one, and I can pinpoint a very specific moment. It was when I visited you in LA, and I insisted on taking a quick solo trip in your car to get froyo at Big Shelf. I was pulling into your parking spot, and I kind of scraped the side of your car, leaving a big yellow streak on the door. I was so scared to tell you, and after 45 minutes of panicking, trying to wipe the paint off with a makeup remover wipe, I decided it was time to go upstairs and face the music. To my surprise, when I told you what had happened, you didn't scream or get mad, but instead pulled me into a big hug and said, "None of that matters as long as you're safe." At that moment, I knew I found my person, which is a good thing because I am pretty accident prone. Despite our different personalities, I know we bring out the best in each other. You don't judge when I wake you up at 7 a.m. on Sundays, telling you it's my eating day, and proceed to list off all the places I want to go to sample the best bean and cheese burritos in town. And I don't judge you when you insist on watching Bill Maher when we get home on Friday night, even though I probably put up a little more of a fight. I guess it's true. Girls really do end up marrying someone like their dad. I love sharing our daily insights with each other, me giving you updates on what I've learned on TikTok, and you giving me a history lesson, trying not to roll your eyes with my limited knowledge of geography and world events. You teach me so much every day and have shown me that when you're with the right person, it doesn't matter what you're doing. Sometimes staying home, watching a movie, and playing Othello is the perfect Friday night. That, along with a final listen to Josh Groban's Evermore on YouTube before bed. It's from the Beauty and the Beast. You accept me for me. You never complain that whenever we get time off, I only want to go to Boston because you understand how important my family and friends are here. And on the flip side, I'm so lucky to have your family so close to us in LA. I think we've built a pretty special bi-coastal life with each other, and I can't wait to see what this next chapter has in store. I promise to love you for all our future days, and I promise to always run and greet you when you come home from work, slowly teach you how to cook, and be patient when we face challenges. I'm so excited to finally call you my husband, and now I can finally say, Michael, there really is only one direction. Love you, Babs.
For those of you who don't know, when Daphne and I started dating, we had a tradition. We would write each other kind of letters, little love letters, little notes to each other. And it's been a little while, but Daphne seemed to really enjoy it. So I thought to exchange the vows, I would write her a new letter. Dear Daphne, I know it's been a while since I last wrote you one of these letters, but I couldn't think of a better way to commemorate this occasion and reflect on our journey together. Of course, there's been plenty of things to plan and stress over these past few months, but I want to take this opportunity to step back, take a breath, and appreciate how far we've come. I mean, can you believe we're getting married? All of our friends and family at this gorgeous location and with a quartet that was willing to play One Direction. Imagine if you could tell us back in 2014 when we were gallivanting around New York City in search of the next boozy brunch, this day would come. Seriously, who would have guessed back then that I was taking shots of cucumber-infused vodka with my future wife? Actually, if I remember correctly, I think I predicted it. We were early in our relationship. We were trying to make plans for the upcoming weekend, and as I'm sure you remember, whenever we had plans, they involved bars, clubs, and any fro-yo spot that's still willing to give you free samples. But this time you asked if I would be interested in seeing a new movie. It's Wes Anderson's The Grand Budapest Hotel. I remember my jaw dropped when I read that text, and I told my friend Sean, over there, I think I'm going to marry this girl. Now, as an aside for those in the crowd who don't know anything, I really like movies. Big problem. I have this whole collection of about 800 DVD and Blu-ray to show to anybody who's willing to listen. And Daphne's been very considerate. I consider it a point of pride, but I think right now she's running over how to annul a marriage. Now, we're back in those early days of our relationship. I was still trying to win you over. And so I figured it was best to rein in my nerdier tendencies. Yet here you were, volunteering, unprompted, to go see the latest film from one of my favorite directors. It was an unexpected development and an early indication that there's more to this girl than meets the eye. Of course, when I said I think I'm going to marry this girl, I was intending that to be kind of tongue-in-cheek at the time. But it turns out I was onto something. As over the years, throughout various ups and downs, we continue to find our way back to each other, reconnecting as if no time had passed, and always accompanied with the unshakable feeling that this was the person I belonged to. That this was the person who made me feel like the best version of myself, someone who's effortlessly charming and outgoing, whose curiosity and determination seemingly knows no bounds, and who pushes me to never stop challenging myself while always encouraging me to be patient and open-minded. This is the person I wanted to be with, always. And I'm not sure the words can convey how happy I am standing with you right now. To be perfectly honest, I was never sure that I would find myself standing here. For most of my life, even when we first dated, I never gave any serious consideration to marriage. It seemed that there were so many good reasons not to complicate your life or become involved in a commitment that would be messy and potentially, just the worst. I was cynical and it seemed warranted, but I realized something. I could not imagine my life without you. You are the person I want to come home to. You are the person I want to grow old with. You are the person I want to be a member of my family. You're the person I want to build a life with. And no matter what life throws at us, you're the person I want at my side. Because as messy or complicated as it gets, you're the person who knows that no matter what life throws our way, that we're going to be there for each other, to support each other through the hard times and the bad. And I selfishly know that I'm going to have one of the most intelligent, generous, and tenacious people that I've ever met. Daphne, you are the love of my life, and you look just as beautiful as you did the day I met you. I cannot wait for what the future holds.
That was beautiful. Good job. God believes in unity and the uniting of his people. The joining of hands symbolizes this uniting, especially in marriage. Daphne and Mike, these are the hands of your partner, young and strong and full of love, holding your hands as you promise to love one another today, tomorrow, and always. These are the hands that will work alongside yours as together you build your future. These are the hands that will countless times wipe tears from your eyes, tears of sorrow and tears of joy. These are the hands that will hold your family together. These are the hands that will give you strength. And these are the hands, when wrinkled and aged, will still be reaching for yours, still giving you the same unspoken tenderness with just a touch. These rings have no beginning and no end, symbolizing your unending love. You remember? Yeah. You want me to say? Yeah. Okay. I, Daphne.
I, Daphne,
Take you, Michael,
take you, Michael,
to be my husband,
to be my husband,
in good times and in bad,
in good times and in bad,
in sickness and in health.
in sickness and in health.
I will love you and honor you
I will love you and honor you
all the days of my life.
all the days of my life.
Other hand.
That's not very well.
You got yours? Okay. I, Michael,
I, Michael,
take you, Daphne,
take you, Daphne,
to be my wife.
to be my wife.
I promise to be good to you
I promise to be good to you
in good times
in
and
good
in bad,
times and in bad,
in sickness and in
in
health.
sickness and in health.
I will love you.
I will love you
and honor
and
you.
honor you for all the days of my life.
Michael? Got it.
Working on it.
Michael, you may kiss your bride.
Evening in front of such an elite group of 160 of Daphne's family and friends.
If there are any two families that can bring together such a large group from so many different places to take over a small town in Connecticut for the weekend, it's the Ryapus and the Shymans. Courtesy of Daphne and Michael. I'm Chelsea.
And I'm Sarah. And we grew up with Daphne not far from here in Southborough, Massachusetts, and have gotten to know and love Michael throughout their 10 years of courtship. I first met Daphne 27 years ago when we were 7 years old. We were paired together during second grade orientation and instantly became inseparable. Now, at first glance, we seemed to be an unlikely pairing. I was the tallest kid in the entire grade, and Daphne was the cutest. And while I might not be Daphne's first friend, shout out to Tosh, Daphne was my first true and remains my longest standing friend. When we weren't acing all our school projects together, often with the help of Mr. Ryapu, we spent all our time outside of school together shopping, going to the movies, or hanging out in our rooms, laughing endlessly for hours. Mrs. Ryapu always took on the late night carpool shift, always unbothered and always with a smile. At the Ryapus, I was welcomed at any time, whether for just one more sleepover or one more dinner around the family table with her grandparents and sisters, Lauren and Courtney.
And the same applied to the rest of our crew as the years went on with the addition of myself, Emily, Allie, and some others. But regardless of the time you've come into Daphne's life, many of us know Daphne as someone who finds great joy in the little things in life. A favorite show, a walking routine, a fresh notebook, a perfect pen. And at the same time, this joy is met with an equal and impressive amount of indecisiveness. Vanilla or toasted almond coffee?
Should I tell the barista I want more cream?
Should I tell the barista I want less cream?
Cab Sauv from Cali or Pinot Noir from Oregon?
Can I get a taste of the Cab Sauv?
Oh, what about the Pinot Noir? Can I try that?
I'll just go with a spicy marg, thanks.
Oatmeal or vanilla bean froyo?
Can I sample the oatmeal, please?
Oh, can I sample the vanilla bean?
I'll just come back this afternoon. And don't even get us started on the wedding dress, which many of you have gotten a call or three about. You made the right choice, Daph.
It was on one such night in high school when Daphne's indecisiveness really became apparent. After wishful thinking that we'd make it back home in time before the state law's 11 p.m. learner's curfew, our hearts sank when blue and red police lights filled our car and Daphne was pulled over. Panicking, Daphne couldn't decide if she should give the police officer her older sister Lauren's ID or her ID because, quote, the policeman wouldn't be able to tell the difference anyway. After a lifetime in jail flashed before my eyes, Joseph and Subo, you'll be pleased to hear I quickly shot this down, and with some luck and Daphne's signature charm, we were able to escape with just a warning and a story that always makes us laugh. Now, while this indecisiveness may be true about the smaller things in life, we're here to tell you that on the big things in life, Daphne's actually very decisive. Once she sets her mind to something, she'll stop at no cost to get it done. Whether it's moving cross country to be with the man of her dreams, or being strong-willed enough to be the lone girl to play drum in our school's drum line. When it's important, she knows what she wants. I mean, when we were 10, Daphne also firmly told me she wanted to go to an Ivy League school. I didn't even know what an Ivy League school was because we were 10. So, on her way, she went to make it happen and build an impressive resume. Class secretary, president of the French club, school store manager, not to mention best dressed. And her 10-year-old dreams came to fruition as we sent her off to the Cornell University.
There, she made even more lifelong friends before graduating as a hotelie. Shout out Kappa Kappa Gamma, Kara, Victoria, Becky, Anna, Heather, and so many more. And then she left to make another big move, this time to New York City. It wasn't until her NYC days that we started hearing about this Michael fella. She had never spoken so fondly of someone like that before, so we finally made our way to New York to see what all the fuss was about. My first impression of Michael was, wow, this guy could not only keep up with her social calendar, but more importantly, match her intellect. Throughout the years, I've gotten to know Michael more, and I'll never get tired of hearing his worldly and insightful opinions about film or politics, or stories about being charmed by Daphne's little escapades. No matter what he's sharing his hot take on, he speaks with a contagious passion that captivates and often educates those around him. One of the biggest green flags about Michael is that he finds Daphne's idiosyncrasies to be endearing and never tries to change her. Sure, pausing a show every 30 seconds to chit-chat might make the average person annoyed. But Michael will point the clicker at the TV and indulge in conversation right along with her. When Niall Horan's performing in Los Angeles, you'll find Michael by her side dancing all night to the best song ever. Not only is Michael's love and support for Daphne unwavering, but they both decisively prioritize their friends, no matter the distance or obstacles. Whether it's a quick call while in line at Whole Foods or 5 minutes before a big meeting, Daphne will always make time for you and answer your call, often with Michael sharing some sensible advice in the background too. During our friend group's trip to Australia last year, I was going through a tough time and dreading being alone in my hotel room during my first night in Sydney. And would you believe that it wasn't just Daphne who rerouted firm plans to come keep me company in the hotel that night, but my bestie Michael was also right there sleeping on the windowsill of our tiny hotel room, because that's the type of friends that they are.
While we don't foresee a future in which Daphne wakes up certain about her coffee order, she's always been confident about the important things and people in her life, including choosing Michael as her person. Daphne and Michael don't do anything in halves, whether it's binging a film series or making their relationship work.
Together, they're an unstoppable duo, embracing life with all its quirks and joys. And let's face it, if either of them were any different, we wouldn't be here today.
So let's cheers to Daphne and Michael. We love you so much.
Sorry, we couldn't hold her.
And now let's give it up for the Stevens. Woo!
Hello. I'm Steven. That's the other Steven. We have been fighting Shyman about his dumb movie opinion for 20 years now, since 8th grade. As groomsmen, you probably expect us to have, stories of debauchery from our youth, right? Involving women and partying. But luckily for Marianne, we have none of those, because we were absolute losers in high school. Let me paint this picture. A real-life girl would come up to one of us and be like, hey, do you want to come to a party this weekend? And we'd be like, no, sorry. We already have tickets to see the first midnight showing of Spider-Man 3. And we're going to get there 5 hours early to wait in line so that we have the best seats, standing next to grown men in spandex Spider-Man costume from head to toe. And this wasn't one weekend. It was every weekend. No parties, only movies. For another story about that, I'm going to hand it off.
All right, as a 8th grade transfer student, I really had no friends. On Mondays, our teachers would ask us what we did on the weekends. I would always come back with my truly horrific movie opinions. I saw, whether it was talking about my 5th viewing of Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow starring Jude Law and Angelina Jolie, or my terrible opinion on the martial arts epic from 2004, Hero, executive produced by Quentin Tarantino. Really, I got no responses from anyone in the crowd. The only person who ever talked to me about my terrible movie opinions was Michael Scheinman. Let's fast forward a couple months. I still have no friends. He's asking me, will you come with Steven and I on opening weekend Friday to see the animated film Robots starring everybody's favorite Obi-Wan Kenobi, Ewan McGregor? And in this film, Ewan McGregor plays a talking robot who invents other talking robots. And just imagine we're 3 15-year-old males in a theater filled with a bunch of toddlers and their parents. We're teenagers, 3-year-olds. Now, in this film, in the middle of the film, there's a point in the film where the main character starts singing, "If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands." Now, it's the 3 of us in the film with a bunch of toddlers. It's dead silent except for one person clapping their hands, not sitting with the 2 of them. I was at a different point in the theater. It was me. I was clapping my hands. Now, you may be asking, am I trolling my only 2 friends at the moment who invited me to the movie, or was I serious? And the truth is, I think it's like a good movie. The truth is in between the troll and the reality. And this is mine.
My time. So that was our high school experience. Ever since then, the last 20 years, we've had a group text at 3 of us where all day, every day, it is nothing but screaming at each other that you're wrong about this movie. You're wrong about this movie. You're wrong about this movie. But the thing about talking about movies is that you inevitably start talking about life as you get older. You're talking about relationships, about romance, about who you want to be in the world, who you want to be with in this world. And I can honestly say that my conversations with Scheinman has been one of the great joys of my life. Like, I have truly grown up with him. He has helped me grow up. He has challenged me. He has enlightened me. He's provoked me. Some other things I won't mention, but all good. So Daphne. My favorite definition of love comes from a movie, obviously. It says, love is never wanting the conversation to end. And I can truly say you have picked an incredible conversation partner to move through this life with. He will always be there for you to challenge you and provoke you. You might want to kill him sometimes because he's going to go too far in conversation. But truly, I think you both made the best choice, and there is no better person to move through life with than Mike Scheinman. So everyone, raise your glasses, and if they'll be happy and you know it, clap your hands.
Chiller, escorted by Taras Chiller. And now, please welcome parents of the bride, Joseph and Subo Reapu. Introducing parents of the groom, Stephen and Mary Ann Scheinman. And now, folks, bridesmaids and groomsmen, Courtney Reapu and Sean Ramirez. Introducing Lauren Reapu with Stephen Strauss. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing Victoria Ifan, escorted by Sanjay Singh. Presenting Sarah Sheehy and Stephen Sholin. It's my pleasure to welcome Chelsea Tharp with Vikram Boyrule. Please welcome Maid of Honor, Kara Cicero, escorted by best man Stephen Scheinman. With a special appearance of ring bearer Anders. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce the newlyweds. You know them as Daphne and Michael. Please welcome the new Mr. and Mrs. Shyman. And now, ladies and gentlemen, our bride and groom will share their first dance as husband and wife.
You may think that I'm talking foolish. You've heard that I'm wild and I'm free. You may wonder how I can promise you now this love that I feel for you always will be. But you're not just time that I'm killing. I'm no longer one of those guys. As sure as I live, this love that I give is gonna be yours until the day that I die. Oh baby, I'm gonna love you forever, forever and ever, amen. As long as old men sit and talk about the weather, as long as old women sit and talk about old men. If you wonder how long I'll be faithful, I'll be happy to tell you again. I'm gonna love you forever and ever, forever and ever, amen.
A first dance as husband and wife at the start of the next chapter in their life together, Daphne and Michael. Now, folks, before we open the dance floor for the remainder of the evening, there remains just a few signature items. Right now, Daphne will share a special dance with her dad, Joseph.
When I was just a little girl, I asked my mother, what will I be? Will I be pretty? Will I be rich? Here's what she said to me. Que sera, sera, whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera, what will be, will be. When I grew up and fell in love, I asked my sweetheart what lies ahead. Will we have rainbows day after day? Here's what my sweetheart said. Que sera, sera, whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera, what will be, will be. Now I have children of my own. They ask their mother, what will I be? Will I be handsome? Will I be rich? I tell them tenderly. Que sera, sera, whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera, what will be, will be. Que sera, sera.
A beautiful song for a very special dance. Now, this next song is for the groom mother dance. Michael, please escort your mother, Mary Ann, to the dance floor.
Someday, when I'm awfully low, when the world is cold, I will feel a glow just thinking of you in the way you look tonight. Yes, you're lovely, so warm and your cheeks so soft. There is nothing for me but to love you and the way you look tonight. With each word, your tenderness grows, tearing my fear apart. And that laugh wrinkles your nose, touches my foolish heart. Lovely, never, never change. Keep that breathless charm. Won't you please arrange it? 'Cause I love you just the way you look tonight.
There is no love like that of a mom for her son.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Joseph Rayapu, the proud father of the bride. On behalf of my wife, Subo, and our entire family, I want to extend a warm welcome and express our deepest gratitude for joining us for this joyous occasion. I would like to take a moment to thank all of you who have traveled near and far to be here today. Your presence means the world to us. We are also incredibly grateful to our friends and family who have contributed their time, support, and resources to make this day. Makes this day possible, Especially to all my able brother and sisters and their family and my dearest friends, Mena and Rohan. You want to talk a little bit, or?
You want me to mention Paul?
No, Paul.
All right, my turn. I like at this time to propose a toast to Daphne's recently passed grandfather. Let's all raise a glass to Grandpa George Cheller. While he can't be here with us today, I know he's raising a glass of his favorite whiskey in heaven and sending his blessings to his granddaughter, whom he deeply adores. To Grandpa.
And a cigar.
And a cigar, yes, thank you.
As I stand here today, I can't help but reflect on the beautiful journey my daughter Daphne has taken. From the first time she wrapped her fingers around mine to the accomplished woman she has become. It has been an honor and to witness her growth. Daphne, you radiate to call you my daughter. And I'm so proud to call you my daughter, Daphne is an ethereal beauty, yet tough and goofy girl too.
Daffy Duck.
She's like a New England weather. She's warm, wonderful. She's warm, wonderful, like a beautiful sunny day, and the next minute she's panicky, drive all of us crazy. If something goes wrong ever so slightly from her master plan. But thank God, those are not so memorable moments, those not memorable moments fades away quickly too, like the New England weather. I always tell my wife, Subo, don't panic, this is Daphne being Daphne. like very early this morning.
She's getting mad, Dad.
I kid about Daphne, but we know that these are the traits that helped her succeed in life with her many accomplishments. One trait I'm sure did help us was Daphne's love for singing. And as most people here could attest, she sings totally off key. And even if anyone would plead with Daphne to stop, she will keep on singing since that is when she is truly happy. Strangely enough, it makes all of us happy realizing her goofiness. She will always tease Grandpa, do you want me to sing? And he will say, no, dear. Then she will complain to Grandma that Grandpa is very rude. You want to sit? Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Daphne, Christmas will never be Christmas without you. She sits down the family with her and to watch her favorite black and white Christmas movies, and the whole week, one a day. She wraps everybody's Christmas gifts for each other meticulously. Also, she will go to her grandparents' place and do the same. And watch her most favorite movie, Seven Brides for Seven Brothers, every year without fail. For my late dad would always oblige with her. Now let me welcome our new son-in-law, Michael, and his wonderful parents, Marianne and Stephen. Yay! From the moment we met, Michael, we knew he was the perfect match for Daphne. His patience, kindness, sense of humor, and unwavering love for her have brought us immeasurable joy. We are thrilled to officially welcome him to our family. He is truly a very patient guy, except when he is behind the wheel. In LA. That is the only time he is like. That is the only time he is like his father-in-law. Not good. That trait will soon fade away by his new boss. Some words of wisdom that I must confess that I seldom put to use. As you begin the new chapter together, my wish for you is to always cherish and respect one another. Remember to communicate openly and be each other's biggest cheerleaders. And embrace the journey that lies ahead. May your love continue to grow stronger with each passing day. We are here for you guys always, just as Michael's parents and family. For the toast, please join me in raising a glass to Daphne and Michael. May your lives be filled with abundance of love, laughter, and countless beautiful memories to the newlyweds.
And speaking of Michael's parents, it's now time to hear just a few words from parents of the groom, Stephen and Marianne.
Well,
I'm not sure we're going to top that, and I'm definitely not going to drag it on too long. But we're very proud of Michael. I think he gets some of his driving habits from us, especially when we're late for something. But we've had a long journey. We appreciate everyone coming to visit and spend an enjoyable evening with everyone and able to celebrate with Michael and Daphne. We've come to learn a lot about Daphne and Daphne's family over the last year or so, and we were pleasantly surprised to find out how big it is, how large it is, how welcoming it is, and it's such a joy. We are used to a little bit of a smaller family, so it's great to be welcomed into your family. Joe and Subo have been so open and welcoming us and Michael, and we can't be more proud of the two of them. Daphne, I know you'll be great for Michael, and we've come to know you over the years quite well. So thank you very much for helping us.
Okay, Daphne and Michael. Let's see. I love you both so much. This is my Mikey and my Daphne. Thank you all for being here and for coming, especially the people that traveled so far. And I think this was absolutely a blessed day, full of so much joy and love. And I and my husband are blessed to have two amazing, loving, caring, talented, giving daughter-in-laws. And Daphne and my other daughter-in-law, Kristen, we love you both so, so very much. And we couldn't ask for anything more and what you've brought into our family. And Uncle Mike, Ollie loves to play with Uncle Mike, and he's an entertainment. But I just want to say that may your marriage be modern enough to survive the times and old-fashioned enough to last forever. And And thank you both for a blessed and a wonderful day. We love you so much. Daphne and Michael. To Daphne and Michael.
On behalf of Michael and Daphne, Joe and Subo, and Marianne and Steve, we would like to thank each of you for coming today to celebrate this wonderful day. One of my favorite hymns is called Companions on the Journey. Its lyrics begin, "We are companions on this journey, breaking bread and sharing life, for we are blessed and we are nourished by the strength of those who care."
Michael, I know our story is a little different than most, but I think it's fitting that similar to how I am in my day-to-day life, always making a simple errand a 2-hour production, we also took a winding path to get here. But as with my errands, no matter how long it takes, I always make it back home to you. People like to ask when you know someone was the one, and I can pinpoint a very specific moment. It was when I visited you in LA, and I insisted on taking a quick solo trip in your car to get froyo at Big Shelf. I was pulling into your parking spot, and I kind of scraped the side of your car. To my surprise, when I told you what had happened, you didn't scream or get mad, but instead pulled me into a big hug and said, "None of that matters as long as you're safe." I think we've built a pretty special bi-coastal life with each other, and I can't wait to see what this next chapter has in store. I promise to love you for all our future days. I'm so excited to finally call you my husband, and now I can finally say, Michael, there really is only one direction.
Dear Daphne, I know it's been a while since I last wrote you one of these letters, but I couldn't think of a better way to commemorate this occasion and reflect on our journey together. Of course, there's been plenty of things to plan and stress over these past few months, but I want to take this opportunity to step back, take a breath, and appreciate how far we've come. Over the years, throughout various ups and downs, we continue to find our way back to each other, reconnecting as if no time had passed, and always accompanied with the unshakable feeling that this was the person I belonged to. That this was the person who made me feel like the best version of myself, someone who's effortlessly charming and outgoing, whose curiosity and determination seemingly knows no bounds, and who pushes me to never stop challenging myself while always encouraging me to be patient and open-minded. This is the person I wanted to be with, always. You are the person I want to come home to. You are the person I want to grow old with. You are the person I want to be a member of my family. You're the person I want to build a life with. And no matter what life throws at us, you're the person I want at my side. Daphne, you are the love of my life, and you look just as beautiful as you did the day I met you. I cannot wait for what the future holds.
Michael, you may kiss your bride.
You're the feeling in my soul. Every sunrise turns to gold. You're the reason I will never be alone. Every moment that we
Not only is Michael's love and support for Daphne unwavering, but they both decisively prioritize their friends, no matter the distance or obstacles. Whether it's a quick call while in line at Whole Foods or 5 minutes before a big meeting, Daphne will always make time for you and answer your call, often with Michael sharing some sensible advice in the background too.
She's always been confident about the important things and people in her life, including choosing Michael as her person. Daphne and Michael don't do anything in halves, whether it's binging a film series or making their relationship work.
Please welcome the new Mr. and Mrs. Shyman.
The only person who ever talked to me about my terrible movie opinions was Michael Shyman.
The thing about talking about movies is that you inevitably start talking about life as you get older. You're talking about relationships, about romance, about who you want to be in the world. And I can honestly say that my conversations with Shyman has been one of the great joys of my life. My favorite definition of love comes from a movie, obviously. Love is never wanting the conversation to end.
Daphne, I'm so proud to call you my daughter. From the first time she wrapped her fingers around mine to the accomplished woman she has become.
Now let me welcome our new son-in-law, Michael, and his wonderful parents, Marianne and Stephen. He was the perfect match for Daphne.
It's great to be welcomed into your family. Joe and Subo have been so open and welcoming.
I love you both so much. This is my Mikey and my Daphne. May your marriage be modern enough to survive the times and old-fashioned enough to last forever.
Together, they're are an unstoppable duo, embracing life with all its quirks and joys. And let's face it, if either of them were any different, we wouldn't be here today.
So let's cheers to Daphne and Michael. We love you so much.